morning to all. Today's topic moving coil galvanometer. This is in Unit 3 magnetism lesson, magnetism and magnetic effect of electric current. So this is the last topic in this lesson. So here we will see about the moving coil galvanometer. So yesterday we saw the topic of torque on a current loop. So that is the torque produced in the rectangular coil, so which is present in a uniform magnetic field. That's application is the moving coil galvanometer here. The same principle we have to use this galvanometer. So you know very well about the galvanometer. That is also one of the device which is used to measure the current. So there is a small amount of current in the circuit. So that is called galvanometer. That galvanometer works under the principle of moving coil. So that moving coil is, yesterday I discussed about the torque that is present on a, that is in a current carrying conductor. So that's the same procedure, same principle which we are using this moving coil galvanometer. Let's see the diagram. First see about the principle. Here what principle is used? So when the current carrying loop is placed, which is present in a uniform magnetic field, a strong uniform magnetic that can be maintained by the two poles north and south. In between that we have to place one of the current carrying conductor. So that experiences a torque. What is meant by torque? That is a turning effect which produces in the current carrying loop. That is called torque here. This is the principle which we are using for a moving coil galvanometer. Next diagram. So this is the diagram of the moving coil galvanometer. Here the permanent magnet is present, and also center part, the fixed core is present, and also the moving coil, rectangular coil is also present. In this moving coil only responsible for producing the torque, and also the mirror and also the lamp, lens and scale that are used for a reading purpose. So when the here we have to use the phosphor bronze, that is the one of the needle is present, fine strip of needle is present, that is responsible for giving the reading here, that can be reflected through this mirror, and it can be shows the reading value that is in the scale. So this is not a clear diagram, but these are all the parts which are used in this moving coil galvanometer. So you just see that parts which is used for the moving coil galvanometer. The main parts are permanent magnet and the moving coil, and also the reflection, that is the needle can be fixed on that. That needle shows the deflections on the scale. So this is the diagram of the moving coil galvanometer. And let's see the another diagram for this. That is the front part, front view of the moving coil galvanometer here. See this picture. So this is the moving coil galvanometer picture. So in this, so here we have to study about the working of this. Let us consider your turn of a rectangular coil PQRS, that is in the center part, that can be having a length and also the breadth of the coil, and also the electric current flows through the rectangular coil also, and there are the two horseshoe magnets are present either side of this two, that is in the rectangular coil, so which produces the north and the south poles, and also the pointer, the center point, the pointer is also fixed on that. So due to the production of the torque produces, that is the magnetic field and also the current in this circular coil, that can be able to produces the force on that. Because of this force, the torque is produced in this rectangular coil, and also moving of this rectangular coil shows the pointer deflection, that can be, we have to see the measurement of the scale is also fixed in front of the coil. So we have to measure the how much of the current which will pass through the circuit. So this is called the moving coil galvanometer here. So here the mathematical expression is for a single turn of the deflection. So we have to use the torque formula. Tau is equal to perpendicular distance into force, that you know well, already you know that. And also we found the simplified formula also. Yesterday we discussed that formula also. So what's the value of tau? So the value of tau is equal to NABI. So that also we are discussed in the previous class, and also I have to substitute in the directly. So tau is equal to, that is turning effect, is equal to NABI. So N number of turns, A is the area, and B is the magnetic field, and I is the current which is flowing in the coil. And also that can be equal to the twist, that is the angle formation in this rectangular coil. So that twist, so here tau is also equal to k theta. So what is meant by the k theta means, that is the restoring torque here. So the coil can twist and forms a restoring torque is also produced. So this is the magnitude of the restoring torque. Restoring torque tau is equal to, so k theta. That is also, we are also discussed in 11th standard also. So that is the unit number 10 in 11th standard. So elaborately they are given, that is the tau is equal to k theta, or tau is directly proportional to theta. So we have to remove the proportionality symbol, we have to use equal to sign, and also introduce one of the constant, that is called a k here. So here the k is also referred as a restoring couple per unit twist. That is also per unit twist the restoring couple can be produced. Now restoring couple means, that is also one of the restoring torque here. So next one, so it can be equal to, the two torque value can be equal, and finally we will get NABI. So torque is equal to NABI, and also torque is equal to k theta. So equate this to equation, and finally you will get the I value. So I is equal to k by NAB theta, or k by NAB is a constant. K is a constant restoring, that is a couple per unit twist, and also N is the number of turns, A also area, P also magnetic field. So these are all the constant that can be considered as a G value here. So G is equal to K by NAB. So I is equal to G theta. So where G is a constant, that is galvanometer constant here. G means galvanometer constant, and also it is referred as reduction factor of the galvanometer also. So the suspended moving coil galvanometer is a very sensitive, and this is the final value. So we have to find out the current value for the galvanometer. The current value is equal to, so how the twist can be produced, that is the current value flow in the circuit. So I is equal to G theta, or I is directly proportional to theta here. So this is the value. So next one, sensitivity of a galvanometer. So what is meant by sensitivity? Sensitivity means it shows a large amount of deflection in the pointer. So that large amount of deflection because of a very small amount of current passed through the conductor, or maybe a very small amount of voltage can be applied for this conductor. So whatever the condition, the sensitivity is very large. That means it produces a large scale deflection in the galvanometer. That is called the sensitivity of a galvanometer. So sensitivity of a galvanometer means the large scale deflection which can be produced for applying a very small amount of current or small amount of voltage. So that is called sensitivity of a galvanometer. So there are two sensitivity are there. So for applying the current sensitivity, and also for voltage sensitivity. First we will see about the current sensitivity here. So current sensitivity means, what is mean, that deflection can be produced per unit current. So per unit current, so for example 1 ampere current flowing through the galvanometer, it can able to produce the sensitivity, that is called current sensitivity. So that can be considered as IS. IS means current sensitivity. According to the definition, the deflection produced per unit current. So per unit current means theta by deflection can be produced per unit current divided by I. So according to the definition, IS is equal to theta by I. So is equal to, theta means that is also torque here. So you have to substitute the torque value here. So NABI. So and also divided by, so NABI divided by K into I is already there. So I cancel. So what's the value? NAB by K. So that means the reciprocal of G. So G is a galvanometer constant here. So IS is equal to 1 by G here. So when the current sensitivity can be formed means, so whenever we have to increase the number of turns in the coil and also increasing the magnetic induction, that is B, and also increasing the area of the coil A, so and also decreasing the couple per unit twist of the suspension wire K. So here the expression itself gives the explanation about the current sensitivity. So IS is directly proportional to NAB here. So and inversely proportional to K here. So that's why directly proportional values are increasing value. So that's why we have to use increasing the number of turns and also increasing the magnetic induction and also for increasing the area of the coil. So that is also responsible for producing the current sensitivity and also divided by K. That means decreasing the value, that is the twist value, couple per unit twist value, that is responsible for also producing the current sensitivity. So that's the meaning for that. Then next topic, voltage sensitivity. So voltage sensitivity is also defined as deflection that can be produced per unit voltage applied across the galvanometer. So it can be considered as Vs. Vs is equal to, so the deflection can be produced per unit voltage. So that's why the deflection means theta divided by per unit volume means divided by V. So here also you have to substitute the theta value here. So theta is equal to NABI by K. So here also I by K, then divided by, so divided by V is equal to IR. So IR is a RG. RG means resistance of a galvanometer. That's why RG. Then I cancel. Then finally NAB divided by KRG is there. So 1 by RG, so can be take it outside, and also the NAB by K is considered as a 1 by G value. So finally you will get the value of Vs is equal to 1 by G RG, that is equal to, so already you know that 1 by G is equal to IS. So that is current sensitivity. So that's why substitute that value IS divided by RG. So here Vs is equal to IS divided by RG. So here that means when the voltage sensitivity, it depends the current sensitivity and also the resistance of a galvanometer. So that's it. So from this topic we completed the lesson, third lesson. So hereafter I have to start the fourth lesson also, and also side by side I have to teach you the problems in each lesson. So I have to start from first lesson problems. So book back problems, all the book back problems, you have to maintain a separate note for the problems, and also daily test and also the weekly test you have to maintain the fair note also. So whenever the school reopens, you just maintain all the notes and get the notes.